This is a custom knife holder, and it's got a small casing knife in it. To install it, I'm going to slip it over the shaft. And go ahead and slip the shaft on in. Again, I want to get maybe 1.25 inches or so sticking through. This lock collar is trying to grab, so I got to loosen it a little bit. About 1.25 inches, and I'm going to go ahead and put these belts back on again so that I can see for sure that I've got the shaft in the right spot. So far I've managed to do this without getting a blood blister. You always want to be really careful about where your fingers are when you're doing this. As you can see too, it's probably a good idea to have a rag around so you can get the grease off your hands. Okay, again, that looks like it's lined up pretty well. Go ahead and put the second belt on. Just walk it on there real quick. All right, we're ready to go there. That looks like it's lining up well. So I'll put the lock collar on over here. Give it a little twist till it engages. Tighten it down. Over here and give this one a little twist till it engages. Tighten it down too. Okay. Now what I need to do is add another guide board so that we can center the piece of molding that we want to run underneath the knife. And I'll move the knife on over here because I've already got one guide board set up over here. We'll put the other guide board in. First we'll stick our blank of wood in though. Okay, we've got the two guides in place now. I'm going to slip these pieces of key stock in underneath the knife holder. And I'm just visually lining up the profile. If I had a small piece of molding, wrong Allen wrench set. If I had a small piece of molding, I could actually use it as a setup piece. But in this instance, I've just got to do what looks right to my eye. One of the things I really like about the Woodmaster is it gives me the opportunity to set this up and double check and see how the piece is going to run through my guide boards, because I can run the feed motor without running the cutter head. We'll give that one more check just to make sure it's down good and tight. And also I can make multiple passes till I get to the final depth that I want to be. So I'm going to roll this up to the top, and I'll crank this down enough where the feed motor's going, and I can actually run this piece through right now without having the cutter head going. And it looks like it's tracking just fine. So what I'm going to do now is spin this down. And it looks like I need to go probably about 3 cranks. Every crank is raising that bed up 1/16 of an inch. And that, I believe, is going to get me pretty close to my final thickness of my trim. I might go one more crank. And again, I can adjust it up and down while I'm running it on a setup piece. But then once I'm set up, I'll be ready to run all the molding. So now I'm going to go ahead and put the top back on, secure it, and we'll be ready to go. All right, let me give it a test run, see if I need to make any final adjustments on the depth of the molding. turned out just like I wanted to. With one pass, I was able to turn that blank of wood into a beautiful piece of molding. Now, sometimes a piece of molding like this, if it were going to be used for a casing trim around a door, would need to have a back relief in it. I didn't cut a back relief in this piece because I'm not going to use it that way. But if you are going to cut a back relief, you always need to remember to cut the back relief first before you profile the face. Again, I ran that probably about half speed. Sometimes with bigger moldings or with a maybe a harder piece of wood, you might want to run a little bit slower. Again, that is one of the best things about this machine, the ability to control the rate at which you're cutting, or even run a test pass through to make sure the piece is going to pass through the machine all right without the cutter head going.